Wait. Let me see if you are live, because, hey, new settings and everything. I'm not quite sure. Let me see. Yes, I think we're live. Let me see if you're live. What is up, everyone? Damn, I'm so sorry. It's delay. YouTube and it's delay, man. It's annoying. It's annoying. But we are live. Come on in, everyone. Join me on this beautiful Saturday evening. A lot of people have a lot of shit to do on Saturday evening, right? For example, is the music okay, by the way? Not too loud, right? Because I think sometimes the music is a little bit loud. So my beautiful voice cannot shine as bright as it should be. So basically, Saturday evening, people are basically doing stuff with their friends, going out, drinking beer, you know, smoking cigarettes. Because today was a special party on the football where my son plays, right? And basically, it's weird. So there's basically a football terrain, right? And then they put a cow. They put a cow inside of the terrain, and you need to buy lottery tickets, right? With squares. And if the cow shits, listen very carefully. If the cow shits at your square, you won. So it's basically everybody's there, right? It's Saturday. Nobody needs to work, so it's drinking beer and all that stuff. And they say, "Hey, Anthony, stay for a while. Stay with us. Barbecue, beers, you know?" I said, "No, guys. I'm so sorry. Like, I need to work. I need to do some stuff. I have a mission." You see, that's the difference. I sacrifice that pleasure and cheap dopamine for work. Because tomorrow, these guys are basically hangover, feeling fat and lazy, and I probably have a couple more subs. So who is the smartest? Look at this. I'm cutting, by the way. You see? Muscle definition is getting better. I'm getting leaner. Alright. We're gonna do some cool stuff today. We also have some bad news, right? Like I said, progress is not linear. Progress is always going up and down. Live. Let's switch. Yeah. Okay, let's see who's here. Magdima, what up, man? Shark, Keith, Spark, Benjamin, Armano, Guzman. What is up? V. Colby, of course. And all the rest. And all the rest. So basically, I'm so sorry, man. I think it's a tick. It's some kind of a tick that I need to cough when I'm nervous. I'm so sorry. So basically, this is the new launch. Let's open up the other launch because I need to show you something. Yeah, this one. So remember, guys, I'm going to give you a little brief overview of the problem I'm facing in the framework. And it's regarding genetics. Genetics are fine, but genetics is a deep rabbit hole. And I will tell you why. Remember that we want to make our handlers like this. Wait, let me... Can you guys see this? Probably you can, right, on the screen. It's fine, it's fine. So we have this create post, and we're gonna put in this launch context, which will take in this generic parameter, so it can basically know what JSON request or what post request JSON or another content type it's going to receive, so it can basically decode. It can decode that in the correct form. And that works all fine until you want to write a plugin system, right? Look at this. This plugin is a problem, right? Golang generics are fine, but you need to take in consideration that the compiler needs to know at compile time what your generic type or types is going to be. And if you make a plugin system, because I want to make the framework completely based on plugins and only on plugins, and you will see why, then you have a problem, because I cannot know the program cannot know what type you're going to make. What plugin you're going to make. So it's a problem. Yeah. So I completely need to dumpster this plan, which I thought was so amazing, but it's not going to work out. Because this plugin system, you could do something like this, where you have a plugin that takes in a T, but at a certain point of time, not quite sure, I don't think I have code for this, but I tested it. At a certain point of time, you're going to iterate your plugins, you're going to wrap them over like some kind of a middleware decorator pattern, and then you need to basically, yeah, you have a slice, here, you have a slice of any, which you cannot know, so you need to basically cast this, but you cannot cast it to nothing, because it's going to be different and you never know, so it's broken, right? But hey, we tried. We went to the pool of the snake and we were bitten. Hey, but I have a new concept here, a new the official repository, which I'm going to make open source very soon. And it's going to be a rebirth of one of the first frameworks that existed in Golang, which was Weavebox Mine. But we're going to do some cool stuff here, right? That's what we're going to do today. All right, let me see. Lars Knip, goeiedag here. What up, man? Roy, hey, can you contribute in open source cloud project with Golang? Yes. Ankesh Nirala, hey, Anthony, thanks for great content. Love you from India. Greetings back from me to India, because soon I will probably go on a visit there. You know what I mean? I need this country. I need to be there. If you want to see the world, you need to see India, isn't it? All right. So what we're gonna do here is I have this main thingy where I'm trying to do some stuff here. I was testing some stuff because I'm gonna show you authentication plug. Do not worry about this thing. I'm gonna delete this. Delete this here. Create user. What's going on here? Get user. Let's delete this thing. Let's delete that thing. Create user problem. What's going on here? Expected. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No head today, no man. Today no head. I'm so sorry. No head today. Cannot. But there's a problem with my lighting here. It's with a head, shadow, and it is still shadow, and I need to fix some stuff. But that are basically luxury problems, which, hey, I like to be in the shadow a little bit. You know what I mean? The void. I like to be in the void. Ah, Lazar, welcome, man. So yeah. So the problem, you know what I want to do, right? So we're gonna have something like a create user, right? Params. Struct. A very good thing also to share with you guys is that I'm going to make, for the people that are already bought fulltimegodev.com, which is my program. It will teach you everything you need to know, how to think like me, how to code like me, how to be a Golang professional in the industry. I'm also going to update the program with how to use this new framework very soon. And it's not going to be it's going to be insane, because it's going to have deployment and everything. It's, like I said, it's going to be the next Versal, but for Golang. You will see. Bringing back developer happiness and productivity. No worries, you look awesome today. Thanks, man. This is my black raw G-Star raw t-shirt, which I'll basically have for maybe 6 years, because I don't buy any clothes. My closet is basically just one shelf with clothes that are basically way too old, and I always dress like a fucking hobo. It's crazy. I don't know why. Like I said, I'm a simple man. I don't, yeah, but it smells good. That's nice, because I have a cleaning lady since the new house. I have a cleaning lady, and she cleans everything. It's amazing. You should have a cleaning lady, because. All right, so create user params. So we know. Let's do quickly some stuff here. We're gonna say ID, which we gonna be an integer for now. Man, I'm spitting on my own mic. That's crazy. Normally I do that on my girlfriend. Maybe it's muscle memory or something. I have no clue. ID and then some simple name or something, or an email. I don't even care. Like I said, this is going to be production code-ish. Well, not here, but on the other side here. This is framework code. This is going to be testing stuff, right? Exploration stuff. Email, and that's going to be fine. Maybe we want to have an encrypted password, maybe. A string is going to be fine. And we are going to say email here, string. But this is going to have the password itself, which is not going to be encrypted, right? Just to test. So what I want to do here, let's delete that. It's going to be... Let's do this. Return null here, just for the compiler, right? So in create user, I'm going to call this handle. Handle create user, right? We want to have something to serialize. We want to have a nice approach to do validation and serialization or deserialization. Problem is, our approach with the generics stopped. That's a path we basically cannot take anymore, unfortunately. So yeah, so I was thinking, how can we do this? Well, we can. And then we're going to take a look at the plugin system, right? We're going to do, I'm going to show you that stuff also. But I think the biggest problems, well, the biggest time we're going to spend in the ORM, which is going to be a hybrid. And you will see why it's very important. Yeah, so I think what we're gonna do, this is going to teach you a very good generic lesson. So what we're gonna do is this. Let me open up a function, request params. That's what we want, right? This thing, request params, right? So we're gonna say something like this. For example, user or params actually. Params error is going to be launch dot request params, and we're going to say we want the params of the create user params, right? This thing, and we're going to put in the context. Perfectly fine. Let me, guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to close everything here because it's so annoying for you guys probably. What's going on with this request? Yeah, this thing. Thank you very much, Yogurt with love. Thank you for the 666. It's the devil. Thanks for the devil donation. And probably because YouTube, it's like I said, Twitch is much better for all that donation stuff. 666 pond. I don't know, something. But hey, it doesn't matter. Like I said, if it was 1 cent, it's the action you took to do that that basically means much more to me. Why not use the model system where model is an interface and model implements all the functions you need? Childhood programmer, soon. You will see what I mean. You will see what we're gonna do. I'm trying to do some, yeah. So basically, params error is going to be the create user params because we're going to, like I said before, separate the request params and the data, the business domain user data, right? And I don't like to call it models. I don't like to call it entities. I don't like to call it a resource. I like to call it data. So the framework will generate the data folder because it's data. It's nothing else. It's not a model. It's data. People are just too fed up into models and data. It's data. It's nothing more than that. It's going to be my data.user because this data lives in the correctly database, not in the model base. You know, a model is a beautiful woman or man with the least amount of clothes possible, right? If there is an error here, we're gonna basically return this error like this. Return error. So the problem here, that's gonna be fine. This params is this, right? Wait, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do it again beautifully. Like we did it before. We're gonna make handlers. Handler is fine. Yeah. New folder here, data. Boom. And then in handler, I'm going to make a new folder. It's going to be called params. I like this a lot. You will see I like this. Like I said, I'm setting new trends, and it will make sense once everything is done. People are going to say, yeah. So I'm going to make a new file here real quick, actually. We already did that, but hey, this is what it is. Package in the previous thing. Package data type, user structure here. Call it ID. Int is fine. And then we're going to say email, which is going to be a string. And then we're going to say encrypted password, also a string. Fine. Done. And then in handler here, params, we're going to make a new file. This is going to be user, for example, or basically maybe create user.go. Boom. Why do we need that? Because you will see why. Like package params is fine. Can we actually copy that real quick? VS Code stop. Let's copy this real quick, paste that in. It's going to be create user, right? Because params already that. It's going to be fine. Yeah. And of course, in handler here, we're going to make a new file, which is going to be our user handler. Go, boom, package. You're probably not going to see this, but it's fine. Let's open up here, save this, close this, open handler user here, right? Func handler dot create user, or maybe create user because handler prefix, right? Handle create user. Why not controller? Because you don't control a request. You handle a request. You don't control it. You know what I mean? You handle it. You handle a request. You have the data, which is your business domain data. And then you have params, which are your request parameters. Completely different, right? The validation happens on both sides of the spectrum. It happens on your data, but it also happens on your request data. Some kind of sanitization. Create user. C is going to be launch, which I apparently cannot type. Dot context like this, and then error. Boom, 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 boom. Of course, we need to copy this bunch again from this main function, probably like this. Maybe this, and this. Delete that. Handle. Oh, fine. Kill. All right, so we have this. So now we're going to have this launch request params, which is going to be params create user, which VS Code cannot infer. That's problematic. Logging from the plugin system. Shut the fuck up. Create user. What's going on here? Actually, can delete the whole shebang. Post is going to be handler create user. Boom. Why can it not basically import my shit? Can somebody tell me this? This stupid thing. Close this. Main. Do I need to really do this? Ah, it's because in the same shenanigans. Damn. Is this gonna work like this? NTM launch. Launch we declared. Yeah, I know. Now I'm completely confused. What's going on here? Main. This is fine. We don't care about this. Where's go mod? Launch. Yeah. It's fine. Clicking with the mouse like a fucking pipiga. Did I make a mistake or something? What's going on? Are you using any static tools to help find bugs? No. Guys, I'm teaching you stuff and I cannot even figure out these simple things. Undefined handlers, I know. Oh, handler. Okay, cool. That's not even want to work. This is so fucking annoying. Why does it work? Launch handler. No, that's not what I want. Creating size was an issue. Yeah. How is this gonna, we don't have that, right? It's just because I have this launch module and then I have this example without the Go mod file. I think that's gonna be the problem here, but I just wanna make this work real quick. Without any hassles. You see, that's not gonna work. Do we need to have this example thingy? Probably not, right? Alright. Package data is fine. Handler, user, params. It cannot import that. It's completely it's bad. Probably my VS Code needs to be restored or something. No, and it's gonna be. Normally it won't happen to you because you're gonna do it with Go mod, and I'm just doing bad stuff. It's gonna be example handler params. Save. Yes, that's what we want. Okay, then we have this params, and then basically what we're gonna do, we're gonna open up our data layer, right? Data user here, and we're gonna say func create user, which is gonna take in params, which are going to be the params dot create user, just like we did, and it's going to return us probably. It could return an error and all that stuff, but just make a user here. All right, we're gonna return and users. Close this. And we're gonna say ID is gonna be, I don't know, because we're gonna save it and all that stuff, maybe 1 or something, right? And then email is gonna be params email, and then of course your password should be encrypted, right? Which doesn't matter. Some encrypted password, nobody cares, right? All exploration stuff, params, and then we could say user is going to be data.create. I need to do it manually, it's fine. Create user, just like that, and we're going to say params here, boom, boom, return C JSON user. All right, now we have a cool setup, right? Now we have our cool stuff completely working. The problem is I want to do validation because we don't know. We can't use generics anymore, so we don't know the type inside of our framework itself. We need to do something else. So I thought, this is fine. Why? You're thinking. I see you're thinking. I see you're thinking. I see you thinking. Too, that's fine. You're thinking, why are we putting context inside of this function? We could basically just call c.requestParams and do params.create user, right? Like this. Request create user, right? And then just call it like that. That's not gonna work. Why? Because that would be ideal. Which those two functions are basically the same, it's just syntactic sugar, right? But the problem is generics. Let's open up main here. No, launch. You're gonna see this request params. If I make this function here, and I'm going, of course we need to check if it's JSON, we're gonna do this. If it's forum, we're gonna do something else, yada yada. The problem is if you attach this to the context, right? What's gonna happen, right? Look at this. I'm gonna copy this function signature real quick. I'm gonna add it to the context here somewhere. Where is this thing? Here's ctx here. Let's paste that in. We're gonna say func c ctx request params, right? Of course, we don't need to provide this thing, and we can actually return, for example, var t return t null, right? Boom. What's going on here? Must have a yeah, it's this one. This is gonna be t, right? And this is gonna be And that's the problem. Look at this. Look at this. T any. Which is a problem because this context needs a T. And that's the rabbit hole. This is the rabbit hole of generics. Look at that. Now you need your context need a T, any, right? Which is probably going to be something like that. I have no clue what's going on here. Anyway, you need to do it like... no, we don't need this. Or do we? Anyway, you can't, because right now your CTX is depending on T, which everything needs the T, but JSON does not need the T. Nobody needs the T, only the request params needs the T. And that's a problem. Because CTX is the context is getting used in everything, right? And the whole plugin system also, so you're gonna rabbit hole your T, your whole application is gonna be a problem. So we cannot do that. But you can fix this by not giving this generic dependency, but do like that. And just giving your context, right? So now your context is free of this dependency, but does the same thing. This function will do the same thing, it's just a little bit different. It's a different function signature, which makes no sense. But hey. Suzy Yax, if you start with PHP, you're on top. Yes, right? That's true. And that's why I'm doing this, because I want to build some cool project myself. Like, for example, maybe for my later on for my multiple courses or stuff, or my own business. I want to use my own paid, how do I say? I don't want to depend on these platforms. So I was thinking, yeah, maybe I should quickly make my own platform, but then. And all this other side stuff I want to do for my business. And I want to do it in Go. Why? Because I think it's a very productive language. It's easy to compile. It's easy to deploy. And all that stuff is no problem. It's lightweight. But it's just a problem that the community in Golang is stubborn on, yeah, but Golang is a simple language made for simplicity. So we cannot add all these abstractions because, yeah, that's not why nobody fucking cares. Golang is made to use. And I, as a developer, I can do whatever the fuck I want with it. You know what I mean? If I make 10,000 abstractions without compromising too much of a speed, so I can deliver, so I can utilize and leverage this productivity to make money, to make my money printers, then I'm free to do that. Who are you, community member, to tell me what I need to do with your 60k salary? Playing League of Legends each day, you know what I mean? Hey, it's go. Like I said before, let's go back 15 years ago, where all these multi-million unicorn companies being built with PHP and Ruby on fucking Rails. Those community members still were not born, right? They were not born yet. You know what I mean? They were still shitting their pants at night in their diapers, watching Paw Patrol and Dora the Explorer. Alright. Everybody can contribute, Hastimal, Paliwal, and you will see why. Because the plugin system is going to be the bread and butter. And you will see. You will see. Plugin system. Simple, but you're going to see why. Okay, so the next thing I want to do before I go to the plugin system here is, because this is going to be done. Like the core framework is easy. That's going to probably be, after the weekend it's done. That's the easy part. Everything is already here, right? It should be a community-driven plugin system. You will see what I mean by that. It's the ORM hybrid thing that I want to make that's gonna take a lot of investigation and work. Because why are you using Node.js? Why are you using Ruby on Rails? Why are you using PHP? Because you have Prisma in Next.js, which is amazing. Let's be honest. It's amazing. It's so fucking productive. Of course, some queries are not that good. Some queries will not work that efficient. But hey, if you have a query that needs to be more efficient, then you're gonna do a raw query and call it a fucking day. But for your simple CRUD mechanics, man, nobody's gonna use, yeah, but SQLC is the best. Yeah, it's not bad. But it takes a shit ton of time. Hey, don't tell me that's not true. it takes a shit ton of time. I don't want to pre-compile my queries and then I need to pre-compile them again and change them and all that shit. I don't want to do that. I just want to do db, find, put in a user, and it's going to return me a user, dot query, dot this, dot that, and it's going to return me that. Call it a day. You know what I mean? Take the money and sip margaritas on the beach. That's what people need to learn. This is going to work perfectly fine, right? Yeah, this is basically, yeah, okay, cool. But we need to bring it a step higher because I want to do validation. So what we could do is go to launch here, something like that, right? And we're going to say here, type a validator, or, I don't care. It's fine. Interface. Validate. Look at this. Validate. And oh, I have so good ideas, but sometimes I'm full of dopamine and I cannot wait to go to the next thing. You know, I'm like, it's crazy. HGHG kicking in, and I'm like a chess player. I'm seeing already all the stuff I can do, and I love to do that. That makes me so fucking happy, guys. Hey. Validate. There's going to be a function, and we need to be very carefully because we want to make it as usable as possible. So what we're going to validate itself, right? And then it needs to return some stuff. That's important, right? We could do this. We could actually inject the CTX, right? That's what we could do. If we really want that, because the CTX will also have this. It will also have a pointer to an app. Or launch. We could also call it launch or app. I don't know what's the best, and it's going to be a pointer to a launch, right? And you will see why. Of course, there's going to be a nil pointer dereference because I'm not injecting it, but because in our plugin system also, what you could do later on. I'm so sorry. Validate. We're going to return an any type. And an int. Stick with me here. Stick me in my thinking process. Params. So now in our params, we're going to say, hey, this is going to be a validator. Exactly, right? I'm going to say func p from params, create user, validate. And any type. Why is this any type important? Because this any type, look at this. This any type makes it that you can return the error you want exactly how you want it to be without doing anything else, because you can return whatever you want, and that's going to be the error that's going to be displayed on the screen. And the integer is going to be the status code, because create validate should most of the time be a bad request, but maybe not. So if I'm going to hard code a bad request, if your validation is failing, actually, to be honest, you could check that on 200. That's actually amazing. I was thinking maybe I should return a bool to check if it's validating or not. But if you just return a no 200 status code, hey, then I know it's false or not. That's actually not true. We need a boolean, I think. Just thinking, right? Some important question. I think I sense some important stuff in the chat, so I need to go here, right? As a streamer, as a content creator, as a mentor, I need to switch context. It's a very important lesson if you want to do some streaming or some YouTube, and your chat is very important, right? You need to sense when you need to be active. It's very important. So Zero Dub here is telling, to give you an example, I can't sell my own SaaS project that makes money. Not much, yes, from $50 to $500 a month only, partly because it's written in Golang. Hey, now I need to intercept. As a buyer finds out this, he asked the question where I will find such programmers. It's a vicious circle. I can see that. I can see this argument, and it's not a false one. But you need to think about this. If you can write TypeScript, JavaScript, which is basically everybody can write that, right? If you're a programmer and you're gonna make a startup, probably in Node.js or something, you are going to most likely come across JavaScript developers. Golang is so simple language. You need to you just sell it wrong, Zero Dub. Golang is such a simple language that is specifically made to solve the problem you just bring into the scope. Golang is designed to solve solve developer scalability. And like I mentioned before, if you're gonna make a startup, you're gonna come as a tech startup. You're gonna come in two scaling problems from technology-wise, right? From a tech perspective, that's the scaling problem of your developers. If you work on Ruby on Rails, amazing. But if you have 20 developers working on Ruby on Rails, you're gonna commit suicide, or they're gonna commit suicide. It's gonna be, that's a problem. Rails is nice in the early stages. But the next problem you're gonna come is scalability of your the horizontal scalability of your applications, right? Like I said before, you cannot keep throwing RAM and CPU power on your machines, right? So that stops at a certain point of time. And then yada yada, microservices and all that stuff, right? But that's a problem you will never reach, probably, right? But Golang is invented to solve the developer scalability and also part of the scalability of your tech, but because it's so simple. In Golang, you cannot do anything wrong because there is nothing to do wrong, if you know what I mean. Of course, you can have the pointer stuff, and I understand that, but hey, you can do crazy stuff in JavaScript too, right? But everybody can read, and everybody will come to the same unified solution most of the time because there is no hidden witchcraft in this language. And that's why Golang scales so good also in open source. Because what is open source? Open source is the instant impact of developer scalability, because you open source your project and boom, you have 100 developers that can just contribute to your project. And if you need to contribute to Rust, or if you need to contribute to JavaScript, you're gonna get slapped on the cheeks because your PRs will never be good enough. There is always something you missed. You're using wrong parentheses. You're using parentheses. You made your JavaScript function not in the correct style, because you can do function, yada, yada, yada. We can also make some kind of, I don't know, some special function. I don't know how it's called, but you know what I mean. Const, x, yada, yada, function shenanigans. You can write functions in a couple ways. You can write for loops in a couple ways. You can. It's so crazy, right? You can instantiate objects in all these ways. So most of the time, new developers are going to get clapped on the cheeks because they do not use the correct paradigms or principles that project is using. And you don't have that problem in Golang. So you need to tell to the people that want to buy, it's written in Golang. That basically means it's going to solve you a lot of problems because everybody can read it and everybody can write it. Anonymous functions, that was it, LDM. Thank you very much. And Go devs are easy, right? Go is easy. Golang is the easiest language on the fucking planet. It's easier than Python. It's easier than JavaScript. It's easier than Rust. It's easier than most languages. Why? Because it's so simple. The language is so small. You know what I mean? Of course, mastering something, that's a complete other question. That's a complete other thing, mastering a language, because how can you use a simple language to come to solve complex problems in a very generic way? That's hard. All right, so validate, we could actually do something like a return. We're gonna return, it doesn't really matter, I can return null here. It's gonna be an, for example, HTTP status OK, and it's gonna be a boo. Boo. True. Like I said, I made a startup, Revenue. I showed the repository live on stream. I think 2 streams back, I showed the repository live on stream. If you show this repository to your investor of the people that want to buy your company because you've written it in Next.js, man, this is filthy. It's too much folders, hooks, state management, completely whack. It's really nasty, guys. Next.js, to-do list, perfect. Next.js, startup, complex. Maybe it's better with the new Next, I don't know, but and that's what I meant. Simple frameworks with good abstractions, good guidelines has made companies, unicorn companies. Next.js has made npm modules and projects on GitHub. No companies. This validator thingy, that's this one, and I want to inject this validator in this request params here. That's what I want to do here, right? We can inject this thing. Well, injecting the context, I'm not quite sure if that's a good idea, to be honest. Because what you're going to do, you cannot return the context here, because you cannot use the context to write something, because you're going to have double... We can also... Wait, I'm thinking here because there's a... If not okay... What's going on here? Turns 2. Oh yeah. I find large Go code bases a lot simpler to work yourself into. Having worked with both or Go code base is actually larger and still find easier to use. Also easier to onboard new people into. Exactly, LDM. That's exactly true. That's exactly true. Like I said, 2 years ago, I was working... 2 years ago, I worked 2 years almost only in Next.js. And JavaScript, TypeScript actually. And I really hate TypeScript. I think it's a bad language. I don't like it, man. So many dust here. The reason why it's too complex. It's too complex. It does way too much. These types are giving me a pain all the fucking time. It gives me a pain. A pain. And Rust feels the same. It feels the same. Because by the end of the day, it's not any... You could say TypeScript is a typed language, but no, these types, even the types in TypeScript are abstracted types sometimes. It makes no sense. Look at one of my streams where I was making this game in Rust. And I did networking, and we needed to have a message, a WebSocket message. And it said to me something like a WebSocket message type, and then I GD, right? Go to definition on it, and I came into a sync, and nothing made sense for me. I don't know, man. Keep it simple, guys. Keep it fucking simple. Okay, this validate thing is still... what is going on here? And enable. I'm gonna delete the CTX here. I don't think we need it. Come on. Oh yeah, that's fine. That's fine. That's the yeah. What is going on? Why can I not have the correct signature? What is fucking going on here? Missing validate. Did I make a fucking mistake? Any and bool. Create user. Oh. Is this it? Yeah. Wait, what's going on? So we're gonna validate this thing, and I'm thinking a way to do to write to the context and request params, and returning. That would be nasty. What I'm gonna do, this is an any type, which should be an error, right? Actually, to be honest, we could make this. No. I'm thinking I'm going to refactor this later on into a custom launch error type, which is also going to be an error. I'm going to explicitly... We are going to explicitly... this is going to be a next level ID. We're going to return an error. Why? Because if error is going to be validate and the error is not null, we are going to it's going to be null here, huh? You could say, okay. So you get the request that basically saves you 2 calls in your controller. And it could save you 1 more. Right? I wish you would do some more Rust. Yeah, no. I tried Rust. I wrote Rust. I don't like Rust. I'm gonna be honest. Because Rust is for close to the Rust is made to be close to the machine. I'm not close to the machine. I live in the web. I live where the money is. I live where the money is, right? I worked all my life into startups, made startups myself, and that's what I'm gonna do for the rest of my life. I want to make companies, small little companies. You know what I mean? Small little apps, small little tooling, small little stuff, and I want to use the best productive language possible for that. You know what I mean? I'm sitting in the net. I'm a connection. I'm a connection. You know? Yeah, like I said, I could basically say, oh, we're gonna do some Rust because it's hipster, like the Primogen, right? Rust. But what's he? This guy, I mean, He's working for Netflix. Build a startup. Build multiple. Be a chat. Be a real chat. You know what I mean? It's easy to work at a company doing meetings, right? Abusing the name for attention. Jumping on a language that's people basically find it so mysterious, but they will never make any money with it. But that's not being taught, right? Wouldn't it be better? Would you not have more dopamine inside your brain if you could make something from scratch? Skin in the game? Putting your own skin in the fucking game? Because think about it, if you dream of building your own product, of making money, or being your own boss by making your own products, which you can perfectly do as an engineer, that's a superpower, right? That's a superpower. The only thing you need to learn is a little bit of marketing, right? Because if you can build and if you can sell, you have fucking superpowers. You're a god, right? You are a god. If you can build, you're a king. But if you can build and sell, you're a god. Why would you be a king if you can be a god, right? But people are afraid. People are afraid. Why? Because they do not believe in themselves. Because if you are so good, Reddit user, if you are so good at programming, because you have always something to say, right? That's not good. Bad practice, not an idiom, right? Technically, it's an unsigned int, Anthony. Technically, an unsigned int. Well, if you're so good with your unsigned int, why don't you make something yourself? Because you lack all of the self-esteem and confidence to build your own startup because you know you're not that good, right? You know that needs to be an unsigned int, but your customer doesn't really fucking care about that unsigned int. You know what I mean? You're gonna have an unsigned bank account. That's a problem. That's actually no problem, because if it's unsigned, it can never go below 0. Anyway, you know what I mean, right? And that's what I'm doing here on YouTube. I'm not only going to teach you how to build stuff, I also want to teach you the correct mindset and motivation to maybe try for yourself. You do not need to quit your job, but maybe try for yourself to spit out some ideas and see which ideas will stick. But to see which ideas will stick, you first need to complete your ideas and put them out in the open. But you want to write Rust? That will never be in the open, you know what I mean? It will never be in your Rust. You're never going to deploy a Rust app, a user-facing Rust app, you know? It's never gonna happen. Hey, I'm sorry. I'm a direct person, and I'm basically, as your mentor, I am popping your balloon. I'm popping your bubble. Pop, 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 like Pennywise, you know what I mean? Come float with me. No, you're not gonna float. I'm gonna pop it. Boom. Bring you back with your feet on the ground and get you back to work. That's what I'm doing. I smell some Flemish accent. It is, man. It's crazy. I try to hide it, but I can't. It's amazing. I don't know. We need to do less work and get paid. That's it. That's true. You can do OnlyFans. Hey. Started to work today on my startup because of your motivation, man. I love your attitude. Yeah, it is. Like I said, I'm hated by a lot of people. Not hated. A lot of people don't like me, but that's good, right? A lot of people think I'm over the top, but that doesn't matter. I'm authentic. You know what I mean? If everybody likes you, you're a problem. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's fine. It's okay, huh? You have a computer science degree? No, I have no degree. I have a degree electromechanics. Provinciaal Instituut Hamme. That's where I went. And I was 18. Vamos a la playa. I was gone there. You know what I mean? I didn't care about school. I hated school. And I Yeah, I had bad grades and... oh my god. It's problematic because my kids go to school and I need to re-educate them. You know what I mean? It's insane. And then my daughter comes to school and she asks her teacher questions the teacher does not know. Like I said, hey, I said to my daughter, like, ask this. No, tell your teacher it's like this, or ask her this question, and then it's a very difficult question about life that's actually true, and then she cannot answer it. You know what I mean? Because it's a teacher, they don't know shit. You know, your kids are getting taught by people that do not know shit. Isn't that amazing? You know, your teacher, what did he do in his life? Nothing, just teaching. How you go? That's different in the army, right? In the army, you're getting taught by people that are basically had some scars most of the time, right? That's people need to have skin in the game. That's why I can teach you. I went more bankrupt than you will ever be. You know what I mean? I know what it is. I know what it is to be in black snow, to have nothing, to lose everything, right? But I multiple times, you know what it is? It's not one, it's multiple times. I had everything, nothing. Everything, nothing. That went pretty deep. It is, man. I have nobody to talk to except you guys. So I'm happy. I can basically spit my heart here on the stream. Isn't that amazing? Hopefully you learn something from it, right? Okay, so we need to go back to business. I know it's Saturday. I'm probably gonna drink a beer tonight, but at home when I'm editing my videos. What am I gonna drink? I think I have a Duvel. Or a triple Carmelit. And I also have some Porto, but I get headaches from Porto. That's not good for me. Some Trappist beer, you know what I mean? Look it up. I don't know what the fucking terms are in English. Something like that. Or maybe a Schoof. You know what I mean? It's good. It's good for the body, for the guts. While basically on Discord answering questions and all that stuff. A little beer, why not? No? What do you think? Margaritas. I have a problem with cocktails. You know what the problem is with cocktails? They are basically they are empty much faster than the speed of light. You know, you have a cocktail and then and it's gone. No, I need to have something strong. You know what I mean? Cocktails. It takes me too long to get drunk from cocktails. That's the problem. West Vleteren. Yeah, man, that's very nice. Or Orval. Hey. Yes. Exactly. Sometimes you can do that. Like I said, I only drink in the weekend. Because, you see, muscle definition. I want to go to the beach. 36 years old. And all the mamacitas, you know what I mean? Baby. Need to be careful because sometimes my girlfriend watches my streams. But most of the time in the beginning and at the end. So now we are in the middle of the stream so I can say whatever the fuck I want. She will never notice. Isn't that amazing? La Trappe, also very good, man. Alright, we need to get business. Request params, validator. Right, so we're gonna do this. Perfectly fine. So now in launch. What is this? This is plugin shit. We need to go to handler. Why can I not see how many? Oh yeah, 1 hour, that's fine. Okay, so okay, we can put a validator in here. And what we maybe could do shit. Wait. Because we need to put a validator in this thing. But what if we can do some black magic and voodoo? Because this is T. which is an any. Next stream, I will do a lot of things off stream, guys, because I need to think a little bit here, and it's annoying. We don't need a validator. Well, we need a validator, but we can actually do this, right? We could do if okay, if v okay is going to be params validator okay can't we? Can't we? No. Because cannot use type association of parameter values. Okay. But what if we say that t is going to be a validator? Is that going to work? Actually, to be honest, we could do this. That's Golang, man. You need to know the tricks. You need to know the tricks. What we need to do is this. Look at that. Validate request params. These strings you're not going to learn on the internet. What I'm going to show you. You're never going to learn this. Nobody knows. We're going to do a little trick. I don't know what it is. It's a compiler, man. It's a compiler. V any. Error probably, yeah. We're going to copy this whole shebang inside of this, and we're going to say that v, if v is a validator. Actually, to be honest, I'm going to call this params, actually. Parmas! Parmas! Val du Brun. I don't know, man. If you drink that, you're gonna die. Yeah, something like that. In this case, we're gonna basically this is gonna return null, right? This is gonna work. Look, if you do this now, validate request params, and we put in this params, it's gonna do that, right? Look at this. This is basically what this is knowing. This is mastering. Knowing tricks to trick the compiler. That's the thing, right? And we're gonna return the error. We're gonna return params here, and no. No, that's not. Yeah. Beautiful, right? Look at that. So our controller is changed from the previous stream into something like this, where you're gonna call launch request params, and you're gonna say params create user. You're gonna put in this context, and you're gonna have a beautifully validated params and an error, right? This error will come from your validator if there is a validation problem, which is going to get returned here, which will be catched by the global error handler and will be beautifully, however you like it, shown on the screen as an error in JSON, or basically with a view, with a render template or something, I don't know. And then we have our user create user JSON. Is it gonna work? Who knows? Example main go. Of course, now we need to do some Thunder client, which I still hate actually, to be honest, but it's so good. Copy this HTTP local host 3000 actually, and then we're gonna say user. We're gonna post, of course, and it's a little bit annoying. Body here, so it's gonna be email foo@foo.com. Most of the time I do test.test, and then we're gonna say here password, which is going to be, of course, my password, like I always use. It's going to be hunter. I used hunter 123, but now I'm using actually Hunter 445. And sometimes I need to do this because, yeah, otherwise my password won't be accepted. And then I'm gonna send that. Oh yeah, of course. I know what's up. No comment. Is your channel recommended for beginners? Yes. Certainly. I have basically content for whole side of the spectrum. Yeah. I don't understand invalid request params. Wusa, no problems. If it's not okay, you won't have return an error, but still there is something wrong because it's not okay. Yeah, but we already... Yeah, I know. But we already basically removed that, right? Now the validator is going to take in... the validator is going to take in this... params. It's just going to return an error, right? So you could do something like this, right? You could say fp.email... hey! fp.email... Of course, you're gonna check your email regex, which is gonna be included. Everything, all the battery is gonna be included. But hey, you're gonna say if len email is not, I don't know, for long or something, and then you could actually return here an fmt error f, and you're gonna say invalid email, right? So what's happening? But the cool stuff is we're gonna use the fmt error. We're gonna use the launch HTTP error function. Because you're gonna specify the error. If you do not specify the code, it's gonna be a bad request. If you specify the code, you will see the plugin system will render the error code you gave it. You will see that. You will see that later on. And then you could do multiple validations here, right? It's easy. It's straightforward. No special tags, no reflection, just simple stuff. And of course, we're going to say, for example, launch is email or something, right? Is valid email, be email. You know what I mean? Everything is going to be in there. It's going to be easy. But we have a problem. Let's go back to launch. I have a nil pointer dereference, guys, which we need to fix right now. So the problem is going to be in HTTP server. That's not true. Don't click this. Go stack traces can be a little bit better. It's going to be in this panic launch, this one. Here it is, right? I can see it directly. There's also this is also very important. You see me going directly to the correct spot. Never click these things, right? Because even if you have a panic invalid memory thingy, it will never happen in HTTP server. It will never happen in a panic. That's panic itself. Because Golang stack traces, if I would make a programming language, I would make them a little bit better. But you could see it's here. And the problem is this, guys. So what I'm saying here, for the people that already saw this, we're going to say this is a handler, right? And then we're going to loop through all the plugins that are registered. And we're going to decorate the handler with the plugin system. And that's going to return this handler. And then we're going to say handler, handle the request. First the plugins, then the request, right? The problem is that what if our plugins are empty? Then you're going to have this empty handler here. Which is going to be nil, if you know what I mean. So we need to do something like this. If len. You could maybe say, yeah, but why don't you do this? That's a problem, because then you're going to have multiple executions of your handler. It's too technical, but hey, try it for yourself. So we're going to say if len. Then each time you're going to click, you're going to append to your handler. You know what I mean? if len plugins is basically bigger than 0, then we're gonna do this, right? Then we're gonna wrap them up, something like this, right? Save this. Fuck. Actually, we could do something like this. If handler is not null, damn, this is nasty actually. Handler, if handler is not null, do it with the handler, otherwise. I'm gonna do something dirty, guys. Real quick, actually. Wait. I'm trying to puzzle with these things. I'm going to delete this, delete this, delete this, add is that. Actually, to be honest, copy this, paste that in, delete, copy this, paste that in. Shit. Yeah, this one. And then we're going to say H. I'm so sorry here, right? H this one, add is that one. Boom, 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 boom. And then we're going to say this. If R is not null, then we're gonna do this. The error handler. Look at that. I know. Don't shoot me in the foot. Don't shoot me in the foot here. Sometimes it's all about getting shit done. Alright, we're working. Alright, cool. This is the JSON, but why don't we get anything to the screen? I don't think there is something to show, I think. Is that true? Let me open up this create user thing. I mean the handler. Of course, we need to do this. Wait, are we executing actually? Is your chat? Wait, I don't understand. Yeah. Hi, Anthony. As a Golang newbie, I have a feeling it's a very appropriate language for web stuff, man. Am I right? Yes, it is. It is. You're correct. You have, yeah. God damn it. We should have this user to the screen, but we don't. Everything worked before, but wait, is that a problem? Because we should be here, right? See me some next level PPK debugging, right? Yeah, exactly. Ooh, perfectly fine. That's working. I like that. We're gonna call this. This thing makes no sense to me, actually. This needs to be... This makes no sense at all. You could actually... I was thinking, is this gonna work if we do just the H? But the problem is I think it's going to append... going to be a problem in that, but I'm going to fix that later on. So why is it not sending? It's JSON. What is this? That's my body, right? Sending that. Okay. Content length is 0. Okay, there's nothing being sent. Yeah. Oh wait. What I think is gonna. What happened is this. There is no error handler. That's a problem. So now we got the error handler here is the app error, the launch error handler, right? Which is the error handler, which is this one, is this function signature. So there is no one. Look at this. Here, right? You see this error handler is going to be an empty function, right? So this is the standard. Actually, we should have a standard error handler function, but how you make one is not by all these other frameworks, by just setting this error handler directly on the launch object or on the echo object or whatever. We are gonna make this a public thing. Because I want to make the error handler configurable on a request specific base. So, oh, I'm so sorry, I'm just clapping some cheeks. So I think what I'm gonna do, this is very important. Look at this. What I'm gonna do in this context here, I'm gonna set the error handler. The error handler is going to be the error handler directly onto the context. So launch is not going to have one. The context is going to have one. So if you make a context here, right, this is the default context, right? Which I should probably make a function for. We're going to do that. No worries. We're going to say that the error handler, maybe we could make a default error handler. Look at that, right? You're going to say func default. Wait, it's going to be a private one. Func default error handler. I'm going to reinvent the concept of plugins. Look at it. Look at this. So we're going to say C is going to be the context, of course. And then we're going to have the error, which is going to be the error provided. And we're going to say C write, in our case, no, by JSON, C JSON. This status is going to be an HTTP, and we're going to do some cool stuff. Look at that. And that's going to be the error, which problem is that this error has no proper way to do that. So we're going to say a map string, string, right? And we could say that there is an error here, which is going to be an error string the error interface, right? As default error handler. A very simple aspect. So what we're going to say is we're going to make this error handler, the default error handler, perfectly fine. This needs to be refactored. It's going to be the CTX error handler, right? It's going to handle everything. Because now you have the possibility to create a plugin for anybody, which you can hook into the error handler itself, if that makes sense. So if you have a plugin that needs to do a simple error special error handling, let's say I have an error handler, right? I use my error handler in my app, but you make a plugin, I don't know, GBT or some authentication plugin, I don't know, and you want to hook into the error handler, you can do that in your plugin. So just for your request, when your plugin does something, it's going to return the error like you want it to be, but it will never overwrite that error handler. If that, the next request, it's going to be my error handler, and I will show you what I mean by that. Do we have some stuff? That's fine. So now, normally, if we reboot this, all right. Where is... It's working, but... Aha, here. Now, you see? Invalid email. That's why we don't see anything. So this is our error handler right now, right? Because our email is invalid, which is coming from... Look at this, it's actually beautiful. From our kit user params. It's not for... Who's making this? But hey, concept. Concept. Because if I say, for example, I return nil here real quick. And reset this. Boom. And boom. Now we have a user. Look at this. Beautiful. And nothing you need to do. Framework handling everything for you, right? But look at this. Right? This is going to be, let's reboot it. That's a little bit annoying. Maybe we should do, there are some ways to basically fork the process and read the file and reboot your process and... Yeah, so we have this done a server error, but we don't want that. What we could do is this. I hope it's going to work. Let me open up launch. Actually, to be honest, let's close all the shenanigans here. Close all, because it's annoying. So let's open up main here, right? And I want to make a plugin. So I could do, for example, func errors plugin. A special error plugin, I don't know. And it's going to be... next, right? Of course, going to be the launch context ctx, and it's going to return. No, it's not true actually. To be honest, completely false. Next, it's going to be a launch handler, and it's going to return a launch handler. Yeah, that's what it is, right? Very simple concept. So we're going to return basically this. You're going to return a function which is going to take in a ctx, to be honest, a launch ctx. I cannot type that word. No, it's not sitting in my fingers, pitching feeling. Error, right? Let's return nil here real quick. I'm going to try something. No, we cannot return nil. We need to return next with C. Right, that's the thing. So let's just do this. Nothing's going to happen. So I'm going to say plug plug me this error plugin, right? Just plug it in my system, and plug it right now. So nothing's gonna happen. Actually, to be honest, we can log something here, fmt println from the error plugin, right? Something like that. You're gonna see we're gonna have a problem here with double request thingy, but it doesn't matter. Actually, I will click once, so you will never notice it. Godver. Thunder client, of course. And now I need to type in this bullshit once again. Localhost 3000, because it's the port of all soy devs. And then we're going to say user. And it needs a post request, so I need to do... But of course, we have an... So fucking annoying, man. Especially invalid email, right? And this is going to be the password, right? Which is going to be, I don't know, something like that. Sent. Boom. All right. Invalid email. What is our logging here? Let me see if there is a logging here. Boom. From the error plugin, right? So we have a plugin. But what we could do is this. We could do this, right? We could say, yo, my plugin is only going to return something like this. See, I'm not quite sure if it's going to work, by the way. See, error handler is going to be a function that will take in the ctx, a new ctx, by the way. See, maybe it's going to be fine because it's going to be the same thing. It doesn't matter. I think it's going to be a launch. Yeah. ctx with the error actually, right? That's the function, and we're gonna say that we're gonna write this JSON. First of all, we're gonna say that the status, not quite sure it's gonna work to be honest, but I would be so happy if it's gonna be an http status field dependency. No, yeah, I wanna no, I want a status field dependency. That's what I want. Status failed dependency. Failed. Wait, failed dependency, that's what I want. For some reason, because I never used it. And I want to basically use that for once in my life, which is going to be today. And we're going to say... We're going to make a map string. And we're going to debate and we're going to say it's a success. Right? We're going to have a success here. And it's going to be the add error. Something like that. So we basically just made a plugin that the only thing it's going to do is going to give you a better error message. Ah! That's what this thing should do. Should do if you want to make plugins, if you want to make this a community, if you want to make good plugins where people can make a plugin that just makes better errors for you. Of course, this is just bullshit, but I just want to demonstrate that you can completely modify your system by just adding an error plugin. And it's going to completely modify it for you. Of course. Yeah. Ah. What are you building today? We are building the launch framework. Bringing back developer happiness and productivity in Golang. No matter or regardless what the community thinks about it. Right? Because by the end of the day, it's our life. It's going to be our product. I'm building this for myself and everybody's free to use it. Have a good day. You can save tuner client request tuner to postman. Terry Prifty, can you please tell me how I do that? Binary. Where is save? Where is my save button? Breeden, what's that? Ooh. Hello? Yeah, well, I'm making Laravel for Golang, Skia. I'm making Laravel for Golang. And it's going to be amazing. Watch till you see the ORM hybrids, because people... ORM? No. Watch till you see it. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be so good. I swear to God. 10,000 emails. Search for Thunder Client Focus View. This is... How? Thunder Client Focus View. Thunder Client focused on Thunder Client View. Ah! But this is already two shenanigans. Release notes. What the fuck is going on here? I see I can make these connections. Yeah. Slick Sleeve Tattoo. Love it. It's the Grim Reaper. Can you see this? Probably not. It's the Grim Reaper. See that? The Grim Reaper. You cannot see it. Where is the fucking Grim Reaper? Here you see it. You see him? You see this fucking tries? I can make him move. Look at them. He's breathing. The Grim Reaper. And then you have the Angel. The Angel. Which is so fucking hard. It's motions. Yeah, the Angel here. And she holds this. Wait, it will focus. You see the name tags? These are the name tags of my kids. And then you have, of course, this one. Man, this is so hard. Which are cards, which is blackjack. It's the ace of spades and the 10 of spades, which is the purest form of blackjack you can ever have. Not that it matters, but I mean, if you have blackjack and you have the ace of spades, which is the strongest card in the strongest card and also the most dark card in the deck, and then you have 10, so you have basically it doesn't matter in blackjack, I know, but it's, in my opinion, it's the purest form of, it's the most manly form of blackjack. That's that. Yeah. Yeah, I'm so sorry, man. I mean, I cannot care about, you see, it's the muscle definition that's coming in. It's crazy. I'm cutting, like I said, I was bulking and I look more jacked. I look bigger when 5 kilo I lost 5 kilo, but I look bigger. That's, I don't know how that's even possible. Can we please close this thingy, Teddy? I know it's cool, but it's too much. Close. Focus. Focus file explorer. Yeah, nice. And then we can do this, and then do this. Dag. What's your opinion on wheat usage by developers? Oh wait, I'm still in fucking full screen. I'm so sorry. Yeah, wheat. Well, I will make a secret confession because I have a video on YouTube. I need to be careful here. Let me first find it here real quick. I will show it maybe later on. I have a video on YouTube which I did not post, and it's a video about smoking weed. How to stop, how to cancel your, how to stop smoking weed. That's the video I made. But the problem is that for some reason YouTube flagged it even before I posted it as dangerous content. So yeah. Is this framework going to print some money? Yes, it will, because you're gonna be so productive with it. So I smoked weed for a very long time. And it was amazing. It was amazing, I'm not gonna lie, right? So smoking weed was cool because I went through a lot of shit. I went through a lot of stuff. And it helped me to relax. I'm a very anxious person. I'm a very sensitive person, right? And what do I mean by that is that life effects and comments, sounds, experiences, they really, really hit me hard. I don't know why. Maybe I'm autistic or something. I have no clue. But things hit hard with me. I'm not a violence, but I look like I'm a violent person, but I completely am the opposite, right? And smoking, after some familial, how do you say that? After some personal problems with ex-wife and all that stuff, and okay, of course I smoked weed from when I was younger, but not that much. I started really, really, really being addicted, right? Because at the evenings, I could relax. And I mainly smoked weed because it basically numbed, or I could relativate more. You know what I mean? If there were problems, I could ease them out a little bit more. And it started off with 1 a day in the evening. That's how it started. 1 in the evening. And it was 1, and I could do the whole evening. It's like, and after half an hour, smoke back. So 1 joint for the fucking whole evening. And it was amazing. The beginning is a little bit, but after you get used to it, oh boy. And then I was basically watching, I was trading. I was a little bit of trading back then. So I was watching the charts, the trading charts. Man, I could stare them, fucking stoned. For hours, staring at a fucking chart, man. Or watching some stupid television shit. It doesn't even matter. I was basically in some kind of a focused zone. but I was not really focused to do productive shit. I was just away. And after using it more and more, it's like 1 was 2 and 3 in the evening, and then it became in the afternoon. And I remember that I even started it in the morning. And then Corona hit. And I was smoking like a fucking maniac. I can swear to God. I was basically stoned the whole fucking day. And nobody saw it. I was so used to it that nobody even saw it, man. I was stoned. I could do anything. Driving the car, pick up my kids. Nobody saw it. I was just a stoner. You know what I mean? But the problem is, here is actually a very important thing, because I know a lot of people in my community are suffering from cannabis addiction. And yeah, and for the people that maybe want to be addicted, watch out. Because it was a good time, not gonna lie. But the problem is that at a certain point of time, I was smoking too much. And something happened with a friend of mine. And for some reason, it couldn't stop the anxiety anymore. And I was so fucked up. I was even more anxious that day. And I said to myself, fuck this. I'm gonna quit. And I just took everything. I had a big bag of weed. I remember it's Corona times, because we needed to. We needed to put some rantsoen. You know what I mean? Because Corona, dangerous time. So I had a big bag. And I took the bag because I know if you want to quit something, you need to destroy it. Don't put it away. Don't put it in the trash can, because we all been there, right? We all put our weed in the trash can. But by the end of the day, you're going to get your hands so fucking deep in the trash can, and you're going to find it, and you're going to smoke it no matter how much it stinks, right? You're going to get it out the trash can. That's what's going to happen. That's what you're going to do if you're addicted. So I destroyed it. I basically took it and I threw it away with a rock inside of the bag, and I put it into the river, and it was, yeah. If I searched for it, I would die, right? Everything. I did. My grinder, the whole shenanigans, I just deleted it. And I'm gonna tell you something. It was the worst time. Cannabis withdrawal for me was the worst fucking time in my life. I never had such a bad experience in my fucking life. So I don't know what it is to be heroin addicted or something, or cocaine, or some meth, crystal meth or something. But weed, my friend, it was fucking, for me, it was insane. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't eat. I was anxious, nervous. I couldn't do anything. The only thing I did was crying. Legit crying for nothing. For days. I remember I was lying like this, underneath my trampoline, because it was in the summer, Corona, the sun, and I was lying underneath my trampoline in the shadow, just like a little weasel, taking the pain. That was crazy. I couldn't do anything. I remember that. But I stopped, and it went better, and I could eat, and that, and that, you know. But it basically took me months. It took me a couple days to get through the physical withdrawals, but it took me months to get through the mentally problems that came with it. But now I'm cured. Now I'm done, and I'm never gonna do it again. Ever. Not because I didn't like it, because withdrawing from it was such a pain that I don't want to be addicted anymore. It is what it is. So if you want to quit weed, it's gonna be a pain. It's gonna be a pain in the ass. It's not gonna be like everybody said, yo, it's just a couple days. It's gonna be terrible, right? Terrible. But you just need to take it like a man. Fucking pussy. Take it like a man, and you're gonna be, after a couple of days, it's gone. Right? You can sleep, you can eat. But for me, mentally, it took weeks, fucking weeks. It's crazy. In my case, a question of self-control. I do not get stoned in general, so I'm not an addict. When I go abroad, I don't smoke, and I don't feel the need for it. Yeah, that's good, man. Don't do it. Never get addicted. I smoked cigarettes, And now I stopped smoking, but I still vape because I need the nicotine. So I'm addicted to nicotine, and I wish I never did it, but I need it. And I cannot quit. And you could say you need to take it like a man, but nicotine is another beast. It's another beast, which I can't right now. It's just vaping, which is probably even maybe the same or a little less, or maybe even worse than smoking cigarettes. But me without nicotine, with yeah, soon I'm gonna do it, but not today. I'm so sorry, man. I stopped. I cannot. Yeah, give me some break, hey. Give me some break. So, yeah. Wait. And it's not good, man. Like I said, it was amazing times, because if I think about it, I just get this little, you know, this little, like, no. You are much better sober. You know what I mean? You're much productiver sober. People say, no, it's not. It's impossible, right? It's not. But it felt good. But withdrawing is fucking bad. Yeah, okay, cool. Focus. How much mg Nick are you currently? I'm at 3 milligrams, so I'm basically low. It's low. 3 milligrams. But I don't think I'm actually, to be honest, of course I'm nicotine addict for sure, but I also think that I'm a little bit addict to the sweet, the sugar inside of these vape thingies. I think they are just evil, man. I think it's evil, but hey. Cigarettes cannot quit at all. Yeah, nicotine is crazy. Nicotine is crazy to. I think nicotine is going to be way much worse than the cannabis thing, because yeah, I don't know. I smoked for a long time, and nicotine is good actually for the body. I saw some study that nicotine gives you alertness and all that stuff, and that's not too bad. Of course, too much is too much. It's the smoking part that's really bad, right? It's the smoking thing. It's the I don't know, that this substance you're basically in your lungs. Can you imagine? I mean, smoke in your house with white walls. Smoke in there for a couple of days. It's gonna look like fucking like yellow. So that's happening in your lungs, right? I mean. Hello? Do I need to draw a little picture for you? You're gonna die. You're gonna die. I'm so sorry. Me too. But we're gonna die, guys. We need to stop. We need to take our shit together. Sounds like an addict. If you really wanna get rid of it, get some juice that you can hate. Yeah. Yeah, man. But like I said, everybody has his weaknesses, man. I have also weaknesses. Even though I'm trying to be strong on stream, like, you know what I mean? But it's not. Everybody has his own demons, right? Hey, but guys, amazing. This plugin system is cool. It's nice, right? So that's working. And you can already see, we can, for example, do, funk. How do you say that? Request ID plugin. And we're gonna actually write this in Launch itself, because we're gonna build the framework with plugins. And then you could say, yeah, we will see. So the last plugin I'm gonna do here, because I'm actually getting how much time are we each? Oh, almost time. We're gonna do some talking again, which basically is completely the stream already. But hey, I'm gonna copy this, man. I'm sick and tired. I'm gonna copy this, paste that in. I'm gonna say request ID plugin. Copy this, paste that in. To be honest, do we really want to have alcohol, coffee, and sugar were easy to stop, but nicotine, different beast. Nicotine is a different beast. Alcohol is something I will never get addicted to. Well, never say never, but I don't really like to be drunk. I'm gonna tell you how I feel. But first of all, I'm gonna make this real quick, and then we're gonna talk about addiction a little bit more, because I think it's important. Like I said, I have somebody in my community, Blazingly Faster. which was an addict of weed, and he quit it, right? And I was there every week, every day to ask him on Discord. And so I'm still checking in on him. Of course, now he's cured. But I was checking in on him every fucking week, how his addiction is going. Because I know what it is, right? Like I said, that's being a benefit of being of my community. I don't forget people. You know what I mean? Okay, so this request function here. The question about this, for the request ID, what we could do is basically just say something like, we don't have that. That's problematic. Open up launch real quick. I need to request the header. To be honest, I think I'm going to build in native request IDs because it's so important. But that means that you can write a plugin to make your own request ID. Right? Because maybe it's going to be a UUID. Maybe you want to have something else. That basically means if you say that the request ID could be a generic string, an abstract string. Is my music barking? Yeah, it is. Let's find something else here real quick. What are we gonna do? Some EDM maybe, right? Kalasai. What is this? I don't know if you guys can hear the music, by the way. Can you hear the music? Heavy lifting, by the way. That's better. I like that. It's a long time ago that I partied, man. It's crazy. I'm such a fucking pussy. Not gonna lie. I'm a pussy. Twitter. I'm live on YouTube. Good for you. Request ID string. We're gonna make it native. Maybe we need to think about that. So we could say here it's gonna be C. Request ID is going to be, for example, is this better? A little bit louder, just because it's Saturday, man. Just a party, des amis. Oh, you guys see this crazy shit? Okay, cool, fine. So something like this. So you can see this going, right? So we have this request ID, and we're gonna say a rand int, for example. It's gonna be a string. That's no problem. We could do an fmt print. Actually, fuck it. I'm gonna say this. Test. Right. Boom. Something like that, right? So what's gonna happen is that you're gonna have a request ID, which you're gonna use for logging and all that stuff. So then you could say error plugin. Very important, maybe that you do your request ID first. Not quite sure what the thing is. Request ID plugin, right? So you could basically, and we're gonna build this framework itself, the core of the framework, also with plugins, right? Of course, you could say, yeah, but that's bad because you're gonna loop to all these plugins. That's not true because we're gonna pre-loop them. We're gonna make a list of plugins, right? The core, right? The core of the framework is gonna be built with plugins. We're gonna make the core plugins, all plugins, but we're gonna loop through them at instance time, right? At creating of launch time, at new time, right? Which is going to be, we're gonna compress them into one single plugin. If you know what I mean. So we're building basically the framework with plugins, because you can do anything with plugins, right? You have access to headers, you have access to requests, you have access to whatever the fuck you want. So you build it with your own plugin system. And then we're gonna build GBT authentication plugins, all the things. You know what I mean? That's what we're gonna do. Yes, my friend. Is from Belgium. I am from Belgium, but not in Sint-Niklaas. Who's gonna dox me, you little bitch? I'm not from Sint-Niklaas. Close by. Come to my door and I clap your cheeks. It's not true. I'm gonna hug you. With a rear naked joke. I'm from Belgium, yeah. All right, are there any questions here? Are there any questions? Of course, this, like I said, it's... The next stream is going to be done, right? The next stream, we're going to go to the ORM. I'm going to do this off stream. Because streaming for me, I like to talk. I love to talk a lot. People ask me also questions, so it's hard. Yeah, a customizable request is very useful. Yes, exactly. So that's what we're gonna do. So basically, like I said, of course, I think a request ID could be native. Because it's very handy. A request ID is just so fucking handy. So we could have a request ID always into the context itself, or we don't do it, right? You could say fuck, we're not gonna make it native. Then we're gonna basically write a plugin that will attach, because this is request, right? I need to make this function real quick right now. I cannot stop because I need this request here, right? I'm gonna say a rec. Something like that, which is going to be this, which is going to be a pointer to an heart, tatapa. Actually, we need to copy this thing. No, it's not true. It's fine. People need to realize that you cannot hold a pointer to a request in your structs. Because then you're going to shoot yourself in the foot, because a request will eventually be invalid, right? If your request is done and you still have a pointer to a request, what you're going to do? Nothing. We're going to return crec, right? Return crec. Or, by the way, right? Yeah. Actually, to be honest, I love to be a little bit explicit, right? So we're gonna say C request, and then for our plugin system, right? You could do main here, boom. Instead of that, you could say C request. Is it the request header that I need to add? Probably it is, right? X! Rec. Man, just a car. I hear. Did you guys see this car here? There's a guy with his M3. With his pops and bangs in my fucking street, this motherfucker. I beat him though. X request ID. Something like that, right? And that's going to be test or something, right? You know what I mean? So that's what you could do with the request plugin. And then if you want to make your own plugin, you just override it, right? You make your own plugin and you can add whatever you want. Maybe it's you want another header. Maybe you want, I don't know what you want. Hey, it's a plugin. You can do what the fuck you want, right? My choice to get to work is either the E19 or the Antwerpse ring. Different road, same hell. Yeah, that's true. Antwerpse ring. Tomorrow I need to go to Antwerp, by the way. Tomorrow I need to go to Antwerp. Antwerp! De Scheldeloon! Godverdomme! You probably need two go module. What's going on here? I'm hungry. What I'm gonna eat today, I'm gonna eat 200 grams of ground meat. Right? 200 grams, normally 250, but I'm in a cut. Right? No carbs. I'm not gonna eat, there are carbs in, but I mean no specific carbs. So I'm not gonna eat potatoes, not gonna eat rice. Right? Out of the scope. So it's gonna be 200 grams of ground meat. Then I'm gonna wheat loaf. I don't know how it's called in English. Wheat loaf. Right? If somebody knows what wheat loaf means in English, let me know. With the punt paprika, that's basically a paprika on a point. A pepper, but not a pepper, a sweet pepper. Sweet peppers. Reds. Because that's my that's the best. I don't like the greens. They are very healthy though. And then I'm also going to have champignons. Mushrooms. But not, you know what I mean? These little mushrooms for in your food. And that's it basically. And I eat that without any carbs. Right? Chicory, what's that? And by the way, guys, I didn't do it today. Full-time good. I'm working on a new site, by the way. I'm working on the new site. New site. And by the way, the price is good. Like I said, hey, I'm so sorry for the people that want to buy it. I'm so fucking sorry, but the price is going up. This is going to be the last week, and I swear to God, if people think it's not going to... Yeah. There's going to be a discount. But the discount is... It's like a marketing discount, right? What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it back to $3.99, and I'm going to say it's coming from $8.99. That's what I'm going to do. So everybody has a chance to buy it at 2 and a bit. 2 whatever. But not for long anymore. I'm going to do it, you know what I mean? I mean, total TypeScript from Matt Peacock is 500N. Total fucking TypeScript. We are building microservices. You're not building microservices with total TypeScript, you know? You know what I mean? You're not building that shenanigans there. Witloaf. Chicory! Is that Witloaf? That's crazy. Chicory, that doesn't sound like Witloaf. It sounds like a Pokemon. Chicory. Chicory! Chokipri! Do you have some videos about WebRTC? No. No. WebRTC. Anthony GG. No, I don't. Chicory. Is that Witloaf? That's crazy. La Cabra. Do you know what La Cabra is, guys? I'm La Cabra. La Cabra. Any questions? Anything you wanna get covered? Before I'm going to bake my 200 grams of ground meat. Are you Matt Peacock for Golang? Matt Peacock is actually very smart, not gonna lie. But his teaching style is different, right? I go further. Matt can basically teach you TypeScript, but what he cannot teach you is making the money. He cannot teach you giving you good motivation and insights. He's very technical. His total TypeScript lesson is for the people that want to know TypeScript, not for the people that want to make money. Not for the people that are willing to learn how to program or be better at their language to actually build a business or actually build an application or actually build a project where maybe, potentially, soon or later, eventually, maybe somebody's gonna pay for it. That's what I'm doing. You know what I mean? I motivate you. Sometimes I say, yeah. I got a question, for example, from somebody in my class and says, yeah, but patch, you're basically using put as patch. Because patch means you're gonna basically update a subset. And put, you're gonna push the whole object. And update that. But patch, you're gonna patch a little bit. And that's the problem. That's where the problem comes. And that's what I'm teaching him. Because he has right. He has 100% right. Patch is a subset and put is theoretically. Who gives a shit? You know what I mean? Who cares? I'm using put with some data. It could be the complete object. It could be a subset of an object. I don't use patch ever again. Ever in my life, I'm going to use patch. Never. Why? Because I'm sitting at this side of the spectrum. This is me on my client making a put request, and this is also me. Look at this. It's two. Shit. I'm beating. Yeah, right? I'm making the put request. I'm catching the put request. So I'm basically doing it myself. You know what I mean? So you can do whatever you want, right? I need to teach them that. So, hey, don't be too focused on your patch request because nobody cares about patch. You know what I mean? You can even update your stuff with delete. It doesn't matter. You can do that, right? You can just do delete request, put some post there, and then update. Just because it can. You know what I mean? That's a completely different mindset. Of course, it's not a good idea to use delete to post data to update your user, but you can. But don't be too focused on these things. It doesn't matter. We just want to update the user, so we use put, right? We could also use post. It doesn't matter, but I use put because it makes more sense. And that's the difference between a Matt Peacock or something his total TypeScript. He's very, very technical into depth, and I just say, guys, doesn't matter. He doesn't care. Hey, we're gonna just take the money and sip margaritas on the beach. I mean, hey, that's the difference. GraphQL. Oh man, please no. I never use GraphQL. I don't know how to use it. I hate that thing. It doesn't make any sense at all. It makes maybe sense from some points, but it's just too much hassle. Installing GraphQL, hassling with GraphQL. I'm already at home lifting weights or doing something else. Well, you are still configuring your GraphQL server client. Shit, I'm not gonna do that. Yeah, never. This is completely, and nobody talks about it anymore because nobody cares. Everybody noticed that, actually, to be honest. Just posting some JSON is good enough. Exactly. How do you think Rust is faster than Golang? Do you think it's worth to learn Rust? You got something cool with GraphQL. Yeah, you could DM me. But don't get me wrong, GraphQL is nice. It makes sense that you just get what you... The cool stuff is that it's made because you could just gonna request what you need in a more expressive way. But I think it's just too... I don't know. It's just too hard to set up. I don't know GraphQL. I don't know nothing about GraphQL. Nothing at all. I don't care about it. I use JSON. It's fine. We got some... yeah, so Ramin, how do you think Rust is faster than Golang? Rust is probably faster than Golang, if you be very theoretically, and also maybe but problem is, does it matter? Rust is faster than Golang and close to the bare metal, close to the machine, but I don't think it's going to be faster if you're going to build stuff with it in a distributed web context. It's just going to take too much of your time, too much of your sanity, too much of your productivity, your time. And for what? There's a very high chance you're going to write unoptimized Rust just because it's Rust, because it's complex. And then you're going to be left behind with maybe an application that's running on the web slower than a Golang's one, because in Golang you can't do anything wrong, probably, because everything is simple. And everything, like I said before, everything less than 100 milliseconds HTTP round trips doesn't really matter, right? So basically, writing your web app in Python is fine. Like I said, you can make millions with PHP and with Python if you're just talking about a web app. Of course, if you're going to make these advertising brokers, trading systems, that needs to be very low latency, where latency really matters. In the web, latency doesn't matter, right? To do app, this thing, here, sound effects, 1, 2, 3, footage, 1, templates, now it's cached probably, this thing, it takes it art list, it doesn't matter. I don't care, I click browse music, I need to wait. Boom. Look at that. Took some time, innit? It doesn't matter, right? Instrument or library. You see, some things take some time. Of course, now it's probably cached or something, but we don't care about that, right? If it's 100 milliseconds, 80 milliseconds, but of course, because it doesn't matter in the web, right? But the problem is that if you want to make systems that really matters, for example, a trading, how do you say that again? Low latency trading, how HTTT, I'm completely choking this thing, but this fast trading thing, HFT, high frequency trading, what the fuck, I'm so sorry, I need to eat, I'm completely dehydrated and everything, right? Also, nicotine is gone, my body is basically just surviving on, I don't know, probably on dopamine or something, but these HFT things, they basically make money by being fast, right? The faster they are, the more money they make. So then it does matter, right? So then you need to be very nitpicky about your language, and then you could basically say, okay, C++ or Rust, right? C++, probably gonna find more developers. Rust, probably gonna find some developers, most likely these soy devs. thinking that they are Rust developers but don't have low-level experience. That's what you're creating, right? You're creating a lot of developers writing Rust that have no low-level experience, which basically means they're trash. Not because they're bad programmers, because they don't have the low-level process thinking process, right? Most of these systems are already in C++. Most of these libraries are also already in C++, so they're gonna probably take C++. But Rust would make sense, and not Python, and not something else, right? But for the web, everything is fine. Of course, at a certain point of time, then you need to check: are we going to use some non-statically typed language like JavaScript or Ruby or Python? I don't know. Or maybe you're gonna use Java with Spring. Oof, I don't think so. So what's left? What language is left for the web? Exactly. You know my answer. You don't encourage using any of these available Golang web frameworks. I think it makes sense to use one. To use mine soon. Any thought on adding the ability of adding WebAssembly plugins to the framework? Ooh, WebAssembly plugins. Why would you need that? I'm curious. Why is my music? What's going on here? Inspired by Mario Bros. Inspired by Succession. That's something cool, right? Let's play that. Let's play some Success music. I love you. Beautiful. Somebody died. Okay, this is not inspired by Succession. This is inspired by the dead. So I'm not gonna do that. Somebody died with this music playlist. So we're gonna use something else like uplift music. Uplift your soul. That sounds like margaritas on the beach to me. Margaritas on the beach. Oh shit! It's going in the wrong direction. Oh wait, it's because this. I see. This is slider thing. That is fine. All right, guys. I'm gonna end this thing very soon, like in probably 2 minutes. First of all, I want to check this. Miguel Pinto's networking and related topics, for example. Did WebAssembly live up to its hype? No, it definitely did. Right? It definitely didn't. We tried a lot of stuff with WebAssembly ourselves in Trading Light, but we gave up that idea. We tried Rust with WebAssembly and all that stuff, but get him out of here, Rust. No man, it's too. Like I said, no, not gonna work. We work with 3 people. Actually, yeah, 3 people there. You know what I mean? 1 front-ender, so we are 2 backend. But basically, the backend is also a DevOps. So basically, I'm the only backend. I'm the only one in the backend for Trading Light. And you're gonna introduce Rust. That's not good, man. Startups. All right, guys. Thank you so much for being here with me on this beautiful Saturday. It's of course a little, like I said. For the people that stick here for 2 hours, real chats. For the people that stick here for 10 minutes, amazing. For the people that are gonna replay this video, even more amazing. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Give me a like. Give me a thumbs up, which is the same thing probably. Leave some questions in the comment. The only thing, just dump some garbage in it. It's just for the YouTube algorithm. You know what I mean? And for the people that really want to level up as a Golang engineer, fulltimegodev.com. I'm gonna eat, drink my beer, well-deserved beer, and I'm gonna come on Discord and probably do more administration because it's even Saturday. I need to eat. There is no time to sleep for me, you know what I mean? Company. Money never sleeps. Money never sleeps, man. I need to do a lot of stuff. And I'm still a very small person. It's crazy. But like I said, full-time GoDev, it's doing very well. But it's taking a lot of my time, right? Anyway. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Have a good evening. Give your wife special treatment today for me. See ya. Because she deserves that, right? Take care of each other, love each other, respect each other. And we see each other probably